So fast forward a bit, I got a full academic scholarship to a small liberal arts college in Walla Walla called Whitman College. And I was an econ major, and I was Phi Beta Kappa and cum laude, and the senior class speaker, and all good academic accomplishments. And I was accepted to a couple of graduate schools, but I really wanted to marry my college sweetheart, which I did, and we've been married 39 years. And I wanted to have kids, and I wanted to buy a house and do those things. So I started looking for a job, and I was looking for jobs in finance, financial analysis, things like that in Seattle. And I would send out my cover letter and my resume, and I would have a phone interview. It would go great. And then I would walk in with my long white cane and my slate and stylus so I could take some notes in Braille. And not surprisingly, the employer sitting across the desk had not had any experience working with blind people, not aware of our capabilities and the tools and techniques and technology we use to perform work tasks. And so I was not getting hired. And then I decided to change my strategy. I said, I changed my cover letter. If you have a significant disability, you have to decide in the hiring process when to disclose your disability. And at first I thought, I'm not going to let them know I'm blind until the last minute. But I changed that strategy, and I said in my cover letter, I've been blind since age 5. Here's how I've done what I've done. Here's how I'll do the job. And then I was not even getting the phone interview. So I have had that experience that so many of us have of sending out literally hundreds of resumes and dozens of interviews and not being hired. And I've devoted my life to changing that picture. So I do want to talk a little bit about the distinction between an impairment and a disability, because it's important to the big picture of employment. So I have an impairment. I'm blind. I'm visually impaired. But that doesn't mean I'm always in a disabling situation. If I'm running a board meeting, which I've run many, I led 2 pretty large nonprofits, and I have my agenda in Braille because I'm a Braille reader, and I've got my committee reports and my financials, I can run that board meeting as effectively as anyone. If I walk in and sit at the head of the conference table and you hand me a stack of print, I am in a disabling situation because my impairment does not allow me to interact effectively with the built environment of print. Oftentimes when I'm talking to a group, I will say, if there's anyone 5'2" or shorter in the room, would you please clap? And always someone does. And I say, that's a characteristic of yours. A characteristic of mine is I'm blind. A characteristic of yours is you're not a tall person. And if you walk into a room and there's a package you need, and it's on a shelf that's 8 feet off the floor, the characteristic of your height does not allow you to interact effectively with the built environment of the height of that shelf. So you're going to need to get a tool, like a step stool, or you're going to need to form a team with a taller person who can reach that package down for you. And then you might want to change the built environment. You might want to build a lower shelf so you're not in that disabling situation again. So what we want to do for people with impairments is reduce the number and severity of the disabling situations as much as possible. And there's really 3 environments. There's the social, the built, and the digital.